What is the philosophical, the economic idea behind Bitcoin?
First off, it absolutely is an ideology to be able to live as free individuals and sovereign individuals in the world.
We consider it freedom money. It brings freedom. We're talking about a revolution.
Is Bitcoin your salvation?
I think Bitcoin could be that salvation. I really do.
Anarchy doesn't mean rage against the system. It means without rulers.
Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon.
Bitcoin's gotten so big, we were able to swing the election outcome.
Bitcoin represents ideal capital.
There are people who think they could just sit on Bitcoins and would become infinitely rich. This is probably not what's going to happen.
They don't trust the government. They don't trust a company.
But you're a company.
Are you going to keep interrupting me, or are you going to listen to the answer? Bitcoin's not a company. I'm not going to do this with you, like you're being offensive right now to do this.
Las Vegas, a fever dream of neon hope. People come to gamble, get hitched and bet the house on black. Now they're staking their fortunes on Bitcoin, despite its wild price moves. A libertarian financial movement that wants to uproot not just economics, but American political power too. And here, the crypto conclave is gathering. So I'm here trying to find out why everyone has arrived, what they're hoping to get out of Bitcoin. Do they think it's going to solve all their financial woes? Do they think they're going to get rich? What are you doing? What is this about?
It's a live art painting about a revolution.
What's that got to do with Bitcoin?
A newfound sense of anarchy. Being accountable and responsible for yourself while not having any authority figures depict what you do with your life. There's a lot of mainstream people that want to ruin it, BlackRock and, all that stuff. But, there's still a core group of people that got started with this whole thing and still believe in it.
Almost 20 years ago, Bitcoin was created in the wake of the financial crash.
Congress has approved giving banks $700 billion without putting any conditions on it.
The move is aimed at preventing a collapse that would cause more widespread problems for an already crippled global financial system.
The bailouts for the bank, that is the start of the true Bitcoin philosophy, and people really believe that Bitcoin, something decentralized outside of the government, outside of central bank, was going to be the answer. But I have to say, we are a long way from the libertarian vibe where Bitcoin started. At its heart, Bitcoin is a computer puzzle created by a mystery programmer called Satoshi Nakamoto. Every time the puzzle is solved, a token's created. Bitcoin backers hope these digital tokens will replace money. The trick, they say, is bypassing central banks and governments and limiting how many tokens can be created, solving the torment of inflation.
What makes Bitcoin different is the fact that it's decentralized, and instead of it being backed by the point of a gun, it's backed by math. And in my opinion, it's the most American form of the government. And I noticed your skepticism, and obviously there's some skeptics at home as well.
We're on the hunt for David Bailey, one of the most important prophets in the Bitcoin world. He's built his own empire from media to Bitcoin treasury businesses, and it's his annual conference which is the biggest in the industry. It was Bailey who went to Mar-a-Lago to persuade Donald Trump to adopt crypto. And what he wants is America to be the Bitcoin capital of the world.
Our entire financial system is one where we allow the bankers and the financial institutions to take on all the risk, and when times are good, extract all the risk they were taking in the form of profits paid to themselves. And then when times are bad and they lose people's money, the government steps in, bails out the people who made the reckless decisions with taxpayer money. And so it's the guy on the street who has $10 to his name, who's paying for the Goldman Sachs executive or for the Wall Street executive who's going to get bailed out for the poor choices and the risks that he took. And so our system is not only less fragile than the old system. By taking accountability of solving our own problems without government intervention needed, we've actually been able to rebuild a more robust system.
The contradiction for this paragon of punk finance is that it's currently cozying up pretty tight to government institutions. Crypto became the biggest corporate funding pot in the 2024 election, with the Trump family evangelizing its values.
Bitcoin stands for freedom, sovereignty, and independence from government, coercion, and control.
It's not the Bitcoin that's changing to become more palatable to the US government. It's the US government that's changing because Bitcoin has gotten so large, they're being forced to.
Do you think
Bitcoin
it's a mistake to have aligned yourself so closely with one president, one party?
It definitely was a mistake, not for us. It was a mistake for the Democratic Party to alienate 100 million people that own this asset. There's actually more people that consider themselves politically liberal who own Bitcoin than politically conservative. But Bitcoiners are single issue voters. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, people vote their pocketbook. Bitcoin is the pocketbook. So people are gonna vote in their own self-interest. And if one party says, hey, your pocketbook, I'm trying to shut that down, confiscate it, and bankrupt it. And the other side is like, you know what? We'll work with you. We'll be constructive. What choice do people have?
Could the Democrats have crypto backing as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. But the choice is with them. They have to embrace this, and they have to work constructively with this community, and they will get voters.
Will that change, do you think?
If it doesn't change, they'll never be elected again.
They may have once been outsiders, but now Bailey and co. want Wall Street, Main Street, and Pennsylvania Avenue all in tow. Trump's already brought in crypto-friendly officials and regulators at the highest level of American institutional power, while the Trump family launched their own crypto empire worth billions.
We are in the greatest period, I think, in the history of crypto.
Their controversial Donald and Melania meme coins have crashed in price, leaving small investors out of pocket. Do you think the people here, they're good stewards of this new financial epoch?
I think it's a wild west, and I think that there are great stewards and there are, scumbags. And I think that's probably the same in every industry, but it exists in ours the same.
People are, passionate. They are enthusiastic about Bitcoin. But a lot of them talk about President Trump's meme coins as a grift. Is that damaging to the reputation of Bitcoin long term? First off, I want to say I'm immensely loyal to the president for everything he's done for our industry, and my focus is on Bitcoin. I would have advised that the president didn't do a meme coin or didn't do these other experiments in crypto. If the president knew the outcome of his meme coin when he launched it, where it would be a year later, I think he would have reconsidered launching the project. It's going to happen in a system. Should people still have faith with you, with crypto, with Bitcoin?
Well, I think with Bitcoin, yes, because despite all of those blowups, Bitcoin is here bigger and better than it's ever been.
Could it go to zero?
There are two outcomes for Bitcoin. It goes to zero, or it goes all the way.
Back on the floor of his conference, amongst his people, Bailey explains exactly what going all the way means for Bitcoin.
We call it Hyperbitcoinization. It's when all transactions that happen, not just on Earth, but eventually in space, on Mars, in our solar system, all happen on top of Bitcoin. We want every person on the planet, every robot on the planet, every AI agent on the planet to be transacting in freedom money.
When Bitcoin's value soared to record highs in October last year, dreams of hyper-Bitcoinization may have felt closer than ever. Since then, it's lost around half its value. But for the believers here, the dream is still alive.
I bought when it was high 90s.
So if you bought in the 90s, does that mean you've lost money now?
A little bit, but you only lost if you sell. But I'm just holder.
You're a long-term holder. You're a believer.
100%.
I've been buying since 2018, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm a tattoo artist, and I do tattoos, and I get paid in crypto.
Have you made money from Bitcoin?
Oh, of course.
How much have you made?
How much have I made? Who's gonna hear this?
Not the tax man.
I got baby mamas. I got child support. I can't afford to tell y'all how much I made.
How much should I make exactly? Don't worry about it.
This is a capitalist nation. You want to make some money, you can make some money.
Do you have Bitcoin?
I don't have Bitcoin. Is that a mistake?
You better retract that statement. She's going to retract that statement.
I don't hold, anything
Bitcoin.
or anything.
Jesus. All right. Have fun being poor.
Bitcoiners all like to say they're big into Austrian economics, a school of thought that believes free markets are the answer and challenges traditional orthodoxy. So we sat down with our own Austrian economist, Guido Holzmann. There's a lot of people here, a lot of people in the Bitcoin community have lots of hopes and ambitions that it's going to be their, method of changing generational inequality.
There are people who think they could just sit on Bitcoins and would become infinitely rich. This is probably not what's going to happen.
Does it help inequality, financial inequality, or does it amplify it?
Well, that's a big question because, in the Bitcoin system, less than 1% of the accounts of Bitcoin wallets, they hold 87% of all Bitcoins. That's a very steep bill.
It's not addressing inequality.
No. And in fact, nobody knows who these people are and how they could use their incredible wealth.
Are you guys the new prophets of finance?
I don't think so. That'd be Satoshi, and the prophet is dead.
Arthur Hayes is a crypto mogul.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is kind of sober.
Once pursued by US regulators because of BitMax, his crypto exchange. He was ultimately pardoned by Donald Trump in 2025.
Thank you very much, everyone.
But now advocates for scrapping as many rules as possible.
I think insider trading should be legal in all assets. I think that it's ridiculous that it's not. I'm a free markets guy, so that's my bias.
Is this about kind of the future of finance, or is it about faith in an idea?
Well, I think that's one and the same thing. If you don't have faith in the idea, then you can't have a new financial system.
And you want no regulation?
Zero. We didn't have anything before, we don't have any now. If this system can't work without it, then if you need regulation, then why do we build this?
Well, what if ordinary punters get hurt? Does that matter? Do they need protection, ordinary people?
No, they need protection from the racetrack and everything else. It's just another asset, right?
They do need protection from a racetrack. Yeah, absolutely. Beyond the palatial corridors of the Venetian, the faithful can still be found away from the noise of the Vegas Strip.
Very interesting. And like I said, what's interesting based off the trading that I've been doing for the past...
Alan is a hairdresser by trade, but a crypto trader by choice.
I was just getting out of high school, 2009, 2010. My buddy had told me about it, and he was just getting out of the military. He wasn't really working. He was more on the drug dealer side of things and just being kind of a degenerate. And then finally, in 2017, there was a boom in the meme market. And a lot of people got insanely rich.
What was the first bet?
I put a couple $1,000s in, and initially that was my savings at the end of the day. So
all of your savings?
All of my savings. At that point, I literally was losing all my money.
So you think, no, you've scammed me. I've lost all my money. I'm out.
I've lost faith. I can't do it.
So then how come you started to believe again?
I'm trying to break our own little generational curse. Working smarter and it's with what I want to do in life. Having land, being able to do what you want for when you want. And having a business of your own that says you're not having to clock in and say, oh yeah, I have to listen to this person. I have to go scrub a toilet, The light bulb of freedom is go outside, take care of my plants, take care of, the idea of making beauty around me at the end of the day.
Back to the Strip. And into the conference for one last time, where the prophets of Bitcoin draw crowds who hang on their every word.
The timer in front of me is not working, so I may very well go on forever if you don't turn the timer back on.
Michael Saylor is arguably the closest the community has to a celebrity. His company used to be a relatively humdrum software business, one that rose and floundered in the dot-com boom. But his real claim to fame came during COVID, when he went all in on Bitcoin.
It's up 38% a year, which is much better than gold or the S&P.
Now, Strategy, which counts President Trump as a shareholder, offers a multitude of ways for savers, pensioners, and speculators to access Bitcoin investments.
Digital credit is going to spread Bitcoin to fix the money.
Hi, can I ask you, is he compelling? Will you be investing?
We already have. I'm ready to really enjoy my life. We had a lot of money in the bank and the return on it was disgusting. So I'd rather take my risk with Saylor.
Did you listen to Michael Saylor? You like him?
Yeah, I was like a groupie. Yeah, I'm on every word. This spec's phenomenal.
Are you going to buy more of his products?
I did this morning.
I think he's amazing. Like, he's very good for the space. He's so intelligent. He's a genius, I think, because...
You trust him?
Absolutely.
Then it was time to meet Saylor. The strategy CEO spoke to me for an hour about the transformational power of Bitcoin through a swirl of analogies and metaphors.
When you're buying Bitcoin, you're buying the granite in Manhattan, which has been there for 200 million years. Currency is the economic fluid of the civilization. Capital is economic energy. Prometheus gave us fire. It has risk. Bitcoin is an economic protocol. It has risks. The world loses 7% of its value a year. That's like me sucking 7% of the oxygen out of this room. I take 7% of your blood out of your body every year. If at some point you realize that you're being bled to death.
His belief in Bitcoin is undeniable.
I feel honored and blessed to have found a mission in my life. In 2020, we discovered Bitcoin. And at this point, we're the largest holder of Bitcoin or any crypto assets in the world. We've got about $65 billion worth.
There was a lot of hope in that room. The woman told me that she's worked all her life. She's got nothing to show for it for her retirement. She's now investing in your company. Is that a heavy responsibility? Do you take that responsibility seriously?
Do I have a responsibility? Yeah, of course I do. To millions, tens of millions of credit investors, tens of millions of equity investors, and hundreds of millions of credit investors. And our role is to explain to politicians why Bitcoin is good for the world. It's our job to...
Is Bitcoin good for the world?
Of course it's good for the world.
Why is it good for the world?
You have some money and you want to keep it forever and give it to your kids' kids. The idea of economic immortality or economic sovereignty so that your family is economically secure. That's a very compelling idea.
Immortality is very compelling for everybody.
Spiritual immortality is the basis of religion. Economic immortality is the basis of Bitcoin.
What happened last year? What happened with the price last year?
It goes up and it goes down, but it's irrelevant because the point is it's going up at double to triple the rate of the S&P over the long term because it's economically superior.
People shouldn't panic if it loses 50% of its value. Is that the crypto winter?
No, the right way to think of it is people shouldn't invest in a volatile capital asset. If you want to make a capital investment in anything, real estate, equity, Bitcoin, you should have a time horizon of 4 to 10 years. If you need the money in the next 4 months, you're a credit investor.
But all the risks. Well, I just want to.
If you're going to ask me the question, you got to listen to the answer. The point really is Bitcoin is the world's most secure digital property network. It's 21 million blocks. It's the cyber Manhattan. So all of the people in the world that would like to put their money in a bank in cyberspace, they don't trust the government. They don't trust a company.
But you're a company. You're a company. You represent.
Are you going to keep interrupting me, or are you going to listen to the answer? Even though 10 million companies will come and go, and 10 billion people will come and go in 500 years, and the Bitcoin still holds its economic value.
Well, unless quantum destroys that idea.
The entire quantum thesis is maybe someone will invent a better computer.
So before we get to
if you're going to ask me these questions, you cannot interrupt me.
Before we get
right, because it's like I'm not going to do this with you. Like you're being offensive right now to do this. Like it's literally a fantasy. You fantasize like the tooth fairy might actually come out of the clouds in 37 years. With magical wands and wave them at you.
I hope she's not coming after my teeth.
And destroy your house. It's like, okay, yeah, well, maybe the tooth fairy will come and dematerialize my house, but I'm still going to have the house because I don't really think it's that likely.
Is it the proletariat that benefit from Bitcoin's expanse, or is it people who have very big shares? People like you.
Did I not just point out that I have 55 million beneficiaries? It's a technology, and right now it's touching 500 million people, but there's no reason why it shouldn't touch 5 billion people. Okay, we're done.
In the end, America is capitalism, all caps blazing. Sure, there's been a price crash. Attendance has fallen since last year, and there are guest stars who can't draw a crowd. But Bitcoin's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, truth for the faithful making the pilgrimage. They don't care about how much Trump is making from his crypto empire or what the billionaires are taking in profit. They want the wild, wild west. And now they want the American state to guarantee it.
It's been an interesting week. It's not what I expected. I thought it was going to be full of Bitcoin bros, like really macho manosphere energy. But walking around talking to people, it's more like a Sunday fair. There's families, babies, people of different ages. It's that dream of democratization of finance, a kind of village revenge on Wall Street.
This Bitcoin revolution is a place where ordinary Americans can imagine themselves tycoons. And hope, after all, is the most American of currencies.